Hi, I'm Chris Adams, and welcome to Guitar in Perfect Fourth Tuning number 33, 6 ways to play a two-octave major triad arpeggio in one hand position in the first inversion. So, by the end of this lesson, you're going to learn 6 ways to play a two-octave arpeggio in the major scale, the same notes in the same order, and using perfect. You have the 3 intervals we're going to be working with: the major third, and it's inversion, it's inversion, minor 6, the minor third, and the flip of that is a major 6, and the 5th, and the inversion of the 5th is the 4th. So there's links to the PDF and other cool stuff in the description. You'll be able to download a PDF of this content. So this is the second round. The first round of these videos, I went through them in root position, and this is the same sequence starting in first inversion, so starting from the third of the chord. So we're in this guitar, I tuned down to D, so it's the lowest string. Basically we're fret lower, so I'm still going to play this on the 12th fret, but instead of being an E note that sounds, it's going to be a D note. So that should be fine. I'm not using any open strings. Anyway, so this is the whole thing. So you notice that there's two notes per string, right? So we're going to start with the third on the 12th fret, and we're going to go between these as we go. So the third and the 5th, and the 5th here, and the root, and root, and the root in the third, and the third, the 5th, and the 5th again here. I have to work on my stretch, and the root again. So the sound, to get it in our heads again, so those are our inversions, and we're going to go in the inversions across the neck this way, and that's how we roll. But we're gonna take the exact same notes in the same order, and we're going to play one note on the string. And by practicing this way, the whole reason to practice this way is that in the cycle you're going to play the triads in each different way. You're going to play it through the first inversion, second inversion, root position, and on different combinations of the strings. And because we're in perfect fourth tuning, the shapes repeat. You can see already probably in the diagram that it's very symmetrical. That's why we like perfect fourth tuning, because this doesn't make as much sense when you tune up the top 2 strings. Oops. So there's going to be 6 paths really, and we're going to take the lower set and the higher set, and we're going to connect them one at a time. And there's 7 notes altogether. So we have we're starting on the third, 5th, root, third, 5th, root. So there's our 2 octaves, and we're going to just end on the top third here, which is an octave away. We're pretty close. This guitar, by the way, that's why you've probably seen them all over the internet. They really are good. I just got off an airplane from Florida to Minnesota, and they bashed the case, they ripped the case, pulled it out, and it was in tune. So there you go. Anyway, so we're going to play all the notes in order, these 6 notes, and but we're going to keep switching one note from one string to the next. So as you see on the diagram, it's the same. So if I play the third here, it's the same third is going to be, what am I doing? If I play the 5th here, whoops, I'm playing the same 5th on the next string. So, and, yeah. So the first one, we're going to play two notes on the high string. The high, it's D sharp, but the highest string on the guitar. So here we go. We're going to play, so this is first inversion. So the root of the chord, just to get it in our ears, is we're playing this chord. So this is going to sound as if it's a B flat chord. Okay, so I'm playing the eighth on the 8th fret, so the C position. So we're going to be on the 12th fret here, or if you're playing along in concert pitch, it'll be on the 10th fret. So we go with the 3rd, the 5th, the root, the 3rd, the 5th, the root, and the 3rd. And back down again, the 3rd, the root, 5th, 3rd, root, 5th, 3rd. As you notice, this shape has two first inversions at once. So we have this one, and then we go up an octave from this octave. So this note here is the octave of this note. So it's the 9th fret of the 3rd string is the same note, an octave higher as the 12th fret on the lowest string. So we have here, which is an octave higher than this. So this is something to keep in mind. You're going to see the patterns repeat. You can also do these inversions up and down the neck, but right now we're focused on doing it this way. So the next one, we're going to do two notes on the 2nd string. So we're going to start again with the root. All the notes are exactly the same and in the same order. There's just 6 different ways to play this sequence. So here's the major 3rd, the 5th, the root, the major 3rd, the 5th. Now we have our biggest reach up to from the 5th to the root, which is a perfect 4th interval, and we have our 3rd up here. So, and we're going to come back down again. 3rd, root, 5th, 3rd, root, 5th, 3rd. Okay. Next. So this on a 6-string guitar, the patterns don't really repeat. On this one, it will. So we're going to move the pattern to have two notes on the 3rd string. So we're going to start again on the major 3rd, the 5th, the root, the major 3rd, the 5th, the root, major 3rd, and we're going to come down again. Major 3rd, root, 5th, 3rd. So this one's pretty compact. Okay, so you could start doing this. The point of this, what I'm doing here, is to show that the patterns exist. In terms of doing exercises, that's down the road. But once you experiment with the patterns and get the patterns onto your fingers, you'll be able to see and hear and use them in other places. So here we have the 2nd inversion repeated twice. So we start here on the 1st inversion. This is our triad. And then we have the 2nd inversion of the triad, which means starting on the 5th of the triad. So this note. So you guys will recognize this as your E shape. Your E shape. You put your fingers in the E shape, and it plays the 5th, root, and 3rd. And since we're in perfect fourths, it's exactly the same fingering up here. Okay. So next we're going to move down again, and we're going to play two notes on the 4th string. So we start with the major 3rd, the 5th, the root, the major 3rd, the 5th, the root, and the 3rd, and we're going to come down again. Let's skip down this time just for grins. So we're going to do the 3rd, 5th, root, major 3rd, 5th, root, 3rd, 5th, whoops, and then root, 3rd. So all that is good. Next, we're gonna, oh, yes, this is the first inversion repeating itself. So we have third, fifth root, and then right here, whoops. So the octave is just, you're just gonna go up the octave. So the 12th fret, 10th fret, 10th fret, third, fifth root, and we're gonna go up to the 14th fret, right there. So now we're going to move the pattern down again. So as you're seeing, if you're following along, and you can get to the PDF and practice this as well, your fingers are going to go through all the shapes. So don't just do this maybe one time. Do it repeatedly, and you'll see that you're working through all the different combinations of a major triad doing this. So we're going to start here with the major third on the 12th fret. Then we're going to go the 5th. Then the root. Whoops. Sorry. Starting again. Root. Major third. 5th. Big leap up to the root. 3rd. 5th. Root. 3rd. So we'll recognize here's our second inversion. Then we go down to the first inversion. Then we go down to root position. Why is this not? There we go. And then, so we had all three inversions in that one. And finally, we're getting to two notes on the 6th string. So we're going to start on the 12th fret and play the major third, go to the 5th, the root, 3rd, 5th, root, major third. So we're going to come back down again. Major third, root, 5th, and there we go. We did the cycle. So this one, again, we have the second inversion again. So this one's where it was before. It's a higher note. And then this one we're playing here. All right, so before, instead of playing it here, in the same pattern, we start on this note. So this is the same note. The 15th fret, get my fingers in here, the 15th fret here, and here. Whoops, what am I doing here? That's right. So here on the 10th fret is the exact same notes as the 15th fret on the string below. Whoops. Play them right. There we go. Okay, so here it is again, hopefully with a little bit more clarity, and as you look at it, you can see the patterns as they go up the neck like this. Whoops, or go up the neck like this. And practice these in pairs, practice these in sets, and get them under your fingers. And this is one of those things where it goes slowly for a while, maybe a week or a month, depending on how many minutes you practice this. But then all of a sudden you go, hey, I can get around the neck better. That's the whole point. So thanks for watching. Here's a couple of books that I've written. They're available, of course, in the description, of course. The first book is more for how you transition into perfect fourth tuning if you're used to the cage system, the traditional tuning. And the second book is all about triads. There's 3 volumes, but get the whole volume with all 3 books. Thanks a lot. And here is my website, Taurus Head Studios. There's PDFs of various things, links to other stuff I've done, stereogram books, all kinds of my stuff is here. Thanks a lot for watching and sticking with me. Have a great day.